Hello. So just a couple of things about work today. Um, Firstly, about Workspace. It's pretty simple, but it's important to have a clean area, a big desk, a big monitor, and a clean area to work in. Um, Not everyone needs the same level of cleanliness, but I think it's important to feel um, motivated and energized about working in your workspace. If it's cluttered and frustrating and annoying to work in, and you have to be shifting stuff around, you can't see everything at once on your desk or on your monitor, it's going to demotivate you to sit down and do the work. So it's important to have a workspace. If you have a tiny monitor, just get a bigger one. I mean, it's a hard thing to justify to buy a bigger monitor, because there's, as long as your old one's working, you can almost always still do the work. So it seems like a luxury to buy a bigger monitor, but I think it's absolutely worthless. It's so silly to be using tools that don't do the job that you need them to do, like particularly if your work is heavily computer related, which so many people's is. You wouldn't use a cheap flimsy tools if you're a tradesman. I think it's the same. If you do computer work, you want a decent workspace. Same with your computer. If you've got something that's old and slow, invest the money. Just because you can do the work with some shoddy tool and it takes twice as long, or it's annoying and frustrating to use, it would be very clear, I think, if you were doing something physical to get good tools that work. I think it should be the same for your computer or knowledge work, to get a decent, to get a setup that's more of a pleasure to work with, and certainly not a frustration. Beyond that, the only other thing was just a little bit more about work, which I may have sort of mentioned, but I think it's important to be working every day. Quite often, some of the stuff you're doing, you think, the only stuff I know that I can do now may not get me very far towards my goals in my work. You may not have a lot of inspiration, or you think the thing you're doing is not going to do a lot for your business or make you a lot of money. It's important to work every day, because for one, when you do the things that you have, as soon as you do one section or one piece of work, you can only then do the next thing the next day. So whatever you're doing that seems unimportant, once that's done, you can move on to more things. Of course, you gain experience as you go. You get more in tune, and you get more calibrated as to what does get you there. Whereas often you'll find it easy to, you can certainly be in that situation where you're waiting for a better idea or something that's more motivating, or some piece of work you think that's going to get a really good result really quickly. That is such a bad thing, particularly if you're working on something where you, of course, I suppose I'm always talking about things here where you don't have to work on it. If you have to go to work every day, well, then you'll be working eventually on whatever it is that they've given you to do. But if you're working on your own stuff and you're sort of waiting for this stuff, and you wait for days that turn into weeks and months, and then all of a sudden it's been 6 or 12 months and you haven't worked on your project, you're just not even, that's not even a project anymore. It's just something you would have liked to have done, so it's important to do that. And when I say keep working every day, just every day, keep on it. So it's important, if you put an hour a day into anything, you can build that momentum, clarity on what it takes to get what you want. And also, when you spend that time, inspiration can often come when you're continually putting focus on it and working with the problem, because as soon as you just let it and wait, you're no longer really having that as a focus, and you stop sort of working on it subconsciously, if you will. Anyway, that's it. See you later.